Welcome to yet another demonstration of StraytWay. StraytWay is a navigation app I wrote myself, originally for hiking and cycling, but I tweaked it a bit so it can be used in an aeronautical setting, primarily for VFR, as a backup navigation system, and we're going to demonstrate that today. So I wrote a little code that links StraytWay to Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the phone, my phone really thinks it's in the airplane, as if it would be, you know, in real life. So where are we on the map? We are at, just click on the set current position button and zoom in, and you'll see we are at the Santa Barbara Municipal Airport at runway 07, and today we're gonna fly all the way to Palm Springs. And if I can locate Palm Springs, that would be great. Oh yeah, there's a lake. There are multiple airports in Palm Springs, but we're gonna take the main one, which is here probably. No, that's Bermuda Dunes. Palm Springs. There it is. Palm Springs International Airport. And we are gonna land at the main strip, which is this one. I'm gonna land from the south to the north. So what we need to do in StraytWay to enter the runway is just put two markers, one on the inactive threshold. So just zoom in and make sure you're somewhere in the middle. Put your marker there, then add it to the route. So that was the inactive threshold, and if you're gonna go to the other one, the other thresholds, put a mark there. So this is the active threshold, add it to the route, and now we've got a route that consists of only two waypoints, and that's enough for StraytWay. The last thing we need to know is the elevation of the airport, and we can also derive that from StraytWay by switching maps. Switch to the elevation map, and just checking if you, yeah, you still have a visual on me. And then just go for an elevation line that crosses the runway, and if it has a number, choose one that has a number attached to it, like this one. But of course it should be legible. That's 140 meters, I think. We're gonna check. This one says that's 120. Yeah, so it's 140. Sometimes. Now you can derive the runway length elevation from somewhere else, but StraytWay has a VFR calculator, which I'm going to show you now. So put the waypoint to the last waypoint, which is the active threshold, like so. Then make sure this CDI needle button is activated, so it should show magenta. And then click on the 143, that's the course of the that's the course of the runway actually, but reverse it. Click on it and then it reverses. This will be the way the direction we'll be landing in. Now, once you've done these three things, that little plane has appeared. The magenta plane, click on it, and that's our runway, our VFR approach calculator. Enter the 140, it's in meters. And then choose a pattern altitude, because normally it's 1500 for the Cessna citation. We're gonna make it 2000 above ground level feet, because it's mountainous terrain. And make sure we are clear. We're also gonna do a probably a cross airfield entry into a right-hand pattern. Okay, calculate, and now it says 2459 feet is the 2459 is the pattern altitude. MSL. And keep that in mind. We won't be needing that right now yet, because we need to climb first. But that's it. Go back to our current position or switch maps again to the default map, and now we are ready to program the autopilot. That won't take long. We'll be cruising at so if you go back to, it's 170 nautical miles to our threshold, so we'll cruise below 18,000 feet. Keep it nice VFR. Of course, we the barometer is already set, so 1600. Then we can enjoy the scenery better. There you go. And then our climb speed, FLC, we'll put at the standard 230. And then set our heading bug to the runway, because we are already on the runway. And arm the heading, and that's basically flaps 15. And now we're all set. Just watch the StraytWay start moving, because now it uses the hold on, I'll show you. Because we are stationary, it uses the compass of my phone. So if I change, see how it moves. So it uses the compass of the phone, but as soon as we start moving, it switches to GPS calculation, which is of course true north and no longer magnetic. StraytWay is true north based. Activate our oh yeah, we're gonna do, why don't we stop over at or fly over some landmark to show you how to how StraytWay has no problems handling that. Something we can see from 16,000 feet. Well, why don't we, this is downtown Los Angeles. Why don't we take just downtown Los Angeles? That must be, judging by the density of the streets. Oh, it even says so, downtown. Okay, so put our target there. Do you see the flag in the top right corner? That sets your target, and it's set now at the crosshairs. So we'll fly first over the Los Angeles downtown, and then we'll set a course for our runway. It's all VFR, so we can. Yeah, this is not a demonstration ATC, so we assume that there is no airspaces You don't need so there won't be any ATC, and we don't have an airspace map. It's just complete VFR. The idea is to demonstrate StraytWay. Sun's coming up, and we're ready to go. Brakes release. So we're set now to. There we go. And we should rotate at 110 approximately. Rotate. Gear up. Positive rate of climb. Flaps up. And already activating the autopilot. Autopilot activated. And now you can see us climb out. So we're climbing out of Santa Barbara. And we're gonna head directly to downtown Los Angeles. That's the idea. At 16,000 feet. So how are we gonna do that? Sorry. Reducing power to climb power. There's no other throttle in the Cessna Citation. So it's a bit old school. And okay, StraytWay, we're tracking 88 degrees. That's true north over the ground. Downtown Los Angeles is at 106 degrees. And that's at 76 nautical miles. So we need to change to the right a little bit, just to do a first on the bug, the heading bug, a few degrees to the right, like so. Just do it visually, and then we'll fine-tune whatever difference is left by really counting the degrees. Let the autopilot stabilize on its course. Like so. So we need to add 2 degrees to the right. Just add 2 degrees to the right. 1, 2 in the Cessna autopilot. And watch a StraytWay turn. There you go. I'm just gonna switch off our landing lights. Yeah, a bit too much, so 1 more to the left to compensate. 1. And that should make it exactly 107.
Altitude.
And we've reached our altitude. There you go, 107. Leveling off. And we should be over Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, in 13 minutes. Now, if we switch to our heading, our threshold of our runway, just go to number 2, and you need to view the approach calculator and then just exit again, and now you see a top of descent from the current altitude. That's within 92 nautical miles. We'll need to start descending. And Los Angeles is 49 nautical, sorry, in 61 nautical miles. So we can first fly to Los Angeles and then reactivate the top of descent, and it should be 10 nautical miles or something, and can start our descent to the airport. Where are we? Just take the map. So we're north of Ventura. You can see if we so that must be Ventura, and this is the waterway you see here. But Microsoft Flight Simulator is a bit too optimistic because StraytWay says it's dried up. That's why it's striped blue. That means at some point during the year it dries up. It's not continuously flowing water, whereas this sure looks like a healthy river in Microsoft's Flight Simulator. I don't know what is it called. It's the Santa Clara River. Used to be a big river, no, in the valley. That must be the Santa Clara Valley. I don't know. Goes by Santa Paula. Just return to our cockpit. We're not hitting any red tape speeds. We have to watch that because, as said, there is no auto throttle in the citation. And just keep enjoying the scenery through our belly camera. And there's these this mountain ridge. Does it have a name? If you switch to the terrain map, that's the South Mountain. That's it. That's this mountain range. Now, whatever you see on StraytWay, whatever map you see is automatically stored into the memory of your phone. So there's no download process of downloading maps. It's what you see is what you get. Now, in real life, perhaps we're at 16,000 feet. We wouldn't have Wi-Fi. But you can do that when you're on the ground. So whatever you view on this, you should still have when you're 30,000 feet up. So whenever you have a Wi-Fi connection. And that's how it works also when you're hiking with a StraytWay. Like when you're in your hotel and you're planning your route, it's automatically put on your... Now this ridge goes really... It's really impressive. And that's Moore Park, the bench you see there. And that must be Bart Lake. Here it is, Bart Lake. And that runway or that highway is the CA-23 California Highway. I suppose that means California Highway. Now this map, so there are two maps. This is the elevation map, and though it does show a lot of detail, if you switch to the general map, which is more like the utility map, then you can see, I mean, everything is every shop, well, in the States, shops are concentrated in malls, but so it's all there. Even if you go to a golf course, the holes, you can see the greens, and so you can use the straightway on a golf course for just like we're now calculating our distance. You can use it to calculate the distance to your hole, and then you switch to yards. Now we're in nautical miles. You switch to imperial units, and you have it in yards or in meters, whatever metric. So today we're demonstrating a straightway in an airplane, and we are off a little bit. No, still some turbulence. 107 off. Okay, so we're gonna turn 2 bucks to the. It's a bit jittery. That's probably because of the link between StraytWay and Microsoft Flight Simulator. So okay, it's stabilized at 107. Give it 3 bucks to the right. 1, 2, 3. 3 degrees on the heading buck to the right. Yep. There you go. It's 20 nautical miles to downtown Los Angeles, and we should it should be here somewhere. In the haze. And that's what's that? That's here. That's the Marina del Rey. And we are still heading straight for, and that's LAX, LA Airport. There. Means we should be getting close, 30 nautical miles to downtown Los Angeles. Well, there it is. We're high, but there it is. So StraytWay brings us straight over downtown Los Angeles. Just gonna check if there perhaps no, something wrong with the link. Appears to be okay. So there it is, downtown Los Angeles. 1, 2, 3, 2 bucks to the. Yeah, really high, 16,000 feet. 4 nautical miles. We should be going straight over, so I'm correcting a bit to make the 114, 117. And there we are, flying straight over downtown Los Angeles as planned. And you hear the chime, that's StraytWay telling us we've reached our target. And now we're looking back with our belly camera. There we are. Now we're gonna switch StraytWay to our top of descent. It has disappeared. That's because when you change waypoints out of safety, it deactivates the VFR function. So you have to reactivate it, and just that you get this screen and then close it again. And now the top of descent has appeared, which is 26 nautical miles. Again, so I'm gonna demonstrate again. If you switch to 1 and then back to 2, it's gone. So you need to reactivate, close the screen, and that's out of safety because you can only downtown Los Angeles, and this is where we came from, because you can only give an altitude to the last waypoint of the routes. So that can only act as a threshold. 22 nautical miles. When we reach our top of descent, it'll start giving us a glide path and a descent rate. So we're just waiting for that. We're gonna start flying towards the threshold as well now. So we have to turn a bit to the left. That's the yellow arrow. So turning to the left now. We're gonna do a right base pattern. I think that's the I couldn't find any procedures for Palm Springs. It's possible that no VFR procedure is allowed, but we're gonna do it anyway. It's just for to show the capabilities of StraytWay. 100. We should be at 95, so I'm gonna adjust it a bit in the autopilot. Still 2 degrees off, 1 degree off. I think we need to be, Palm Springs is behind those mountains, the plateau we're gonna land on. And we're flying exactly to our threshold, which is in between those mountains. It's bound to be. So we are, we're now left of the center line of the runway. So if you would be landing, we're now left. So we have to do a cross center line, not necessarily midfield, but we're gonna cross the center line so we can do the downwind for the right-hand pattern. But first we need to descend. Just what do we look like? All by ourselves, just some to get some cinematic shots. It's always fun. I'll take a print screen. And top of descent, we're there. Voila! So it starts showing a descent rate, but we're gonna wait till it's like 3 degrees. So not just now. And if we're flying straight ahead, we're gonna hit that mountain ridge. So ideally we should be at a col, if you want to call it a col, between the mountains. Let's aim for that. It's only a few degrees to the left. So we're gonna aim for that. Put in a few degrees to the left. And watch our descent rate. Or our glide slope. When it's 3, we'll start descending. Why do we... Because it's mountainous terrain, the higher you keep your descent, your glide slope degrees, the better. So as soon as we're above 3, we'll start thinking about our descent, and gonna put this to 0, but we'll change that once we're descending to our pattern altitude. Okay, vertical speed, reduce speed, and make it, StraytWay says 2000, so we'll make it 2000. That's how you do it. 2000. There you go. Speed is good. So we're descending. Go for that gap between the mountains. Keep an eye here on the terrain radar. Well, it's not really a radar, but it's a GPS terrain map. The Collins Rockwell GPS suit of the. But that's the only thing we're gonna use, the terrain map. And oh yeah, so we're gonna. What is our pattern altitude? 2,500. That should be at 2,000 feet above. Well, let's make that 2,500 just to be. I don't trust the terrain there. That's 3,000 feet. So let's make it 3,000 feet, where we're gonna level off. Like so. Our barometer is set. Okay. There we are. So we're a bit off to the left of the threshold. That's good. So that means we're gonna fly over the. Gonna do a midfield crossing, a runway crossing. And the idea is to pass the center line, and if you for a 3,000 for 2,500 pattern altitude, you need to stay at least 5 nautical miles. That's a magenta, 4.99 away from the center line, and you can start. You can descend. The latest at 7.85 nautical miles. You need to get to the threshold if you want to have a 3-degree glide slope. So let's keep that in mind. We'll be flying the descent manually, so no autopilot. and we'll use StraytWay as guidance. And we're nicely closing in on what's that lake? It's another one that's dried out. It's this one, Mystic Lake. So it looks very blue, but probably it dries out in summer. And the other one is this huge one. That's this one. And that's the Lake Paris. Lake Paris. And there's this kind of dam, or what is this? I don't know. Okay, let's head back. And you see, we're really hitting for that sweet spot, the valley, the bottom of the valley, and we're over Beaumont. So, oh, overspeed. That was bound to happen, and that's because we're too much explanation. Perhaps I should choose another airplane with an auto throttle if I'm gonna do all this explanation on StraytWay. Luckily, yeah, we should have been below 250. This is not a flight instruction video. It's just a demonstration video for StraytWay. Sorry about that. Too much sightseeing. I was showing off StraytWay. Anyway, we were over Beaumont, and this is Banning. Yeah, that's Banning. Let's go for the valley floor. Just on site, adjust, and gonna level up at 3000, and that will be watch the map, the elevation map. So we're just pointing, but that should bring us still on target for the VFR.
Altitude.
Where is that? Luckily, we've chosen 3000. We're 7 nautical miles away from the cross-track error from the central line. Watch the magenta, 7.6. Gonna reduce speed to I think the pattern power setting for the citation is 55%. So I'm gonna enter that, and that should bring us below flap speed. Okay, I'm gonna reduce a bit, then we get below flap speed. almost there. There we are. So we can extend the flaps and increase to 55% again. And then we won't be getting any more overspeeds. There we are, pretty much. And StraytWay says we have reached barren altitude. It will say that at any altitude that is at barren or even below, it will also say barren. So watch out. But when it's above the barren altitude, it won't say anything. So don't think that if it says barren altitude, you're high enough. It means you're at maximum at barren altitude. But we are at barren altitude, 3000. Approximately, I put in an error margin of 200 feet, I think. So that's the wind power at work. And watch center line, CDI, becomes active at 2 nautical miles. So we're crossing the center line, the runway center line. There we are, crossed it. We're not even trying to look for the runway, we're just watching StraytWay. And it already starts giving us a descent angle to the threshold, but we're gonna ignore that because we have to do our pattern first. So what we're gonna do is we'll fly till we have a cross-track error of 3 nautical miles, and then we'll follow the downwind. We'll be on the downwind. We'll turn to downwind. Watching the terrain on the... and that looks good. And there you can see the runway. 2 nautical miles from the center line. About time to enter the downwind. And we'll do that on autopilot as well. 55% in the citation will be our barren power setting until we start descending. We can even extend at this speed full flaps, so that's nice. Okay, so we're at 3 for the downwind. And just making sure we need to be at 7.85. No, we need to be at 5 at least, at distance 4.9 from the before we turn to the $785. We're moving away now from the threshold, but no worries. 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. Okay, let's turn. Just do that visually on the heading buck again. visually and then do your fine tuning. Just watch your straightway. The threshold is almost a beam. I'm gonna switch to okay, deactivate the autopilot. We're abeam the airport. Not even watching, so I'm now flying manually and try to keep our altitude. And when we are at 7.8, when we're no longer moving away, flying parallel again with the magenta line. This is our downwind, remember? When we are distance the yellow at 7.8, we'll start turning to the right. And then we'll pick up Why 7.8? Because that's what the calculator said. That's our descent distance we need to get to the threshold from this parent altitude. Just to keep flying the downwind. So there's no calculations with and don't even, we're now at 45 degrees, but we're waiting till we are at 7.8. That's right. Okay. Just the last alignment with the downwind. And now we start turning to the right. Just gotta do away with the flight director, so we can have as soon as the keeping our pattern altitude at about 3000, and extending the gear. And we're about to get a glide slope when we are 90 degrees abeam. But we're gonna turn till we're at right angles with the approach course. Like so. And we are now at 2.6. We're still not descending, because 2.6 is a bit... We're at 4 nautical miles away from the center line, so we'll apply our little box of our base leg, right. Glide path is increasing to 2.8. And we're descending, which is not the idea. Let's keep it up. .8 glide slope if you go straight to the threshold now, so we're fine. And at 2 nautical miles magenta, the needle should start moving and we'll turn to the right. And that should align us with the runway. Okay, it starts moving, so we're doing a turn to the right. No need to descend because we are at 2.9. So keeping altitude. Just a standard turn to the right. And there we are. The runway is in sight. There it is. And we're at 3 degrees, so flaps, full flaps. We can start our descent. We're at 3.3 degrees. Yeah, looks like I have a bandwidth problem. That's embarrassing. 3.3 degrees, and that's we should for 3.3 degrees at 700 degrees, and we 700 feet per minute vertical speed, and that's what we're doing approximately. So we're fine. 3.3 is fine. I'm happy with that. Gears extended, flaps full down, and our landing lights. Perhaps that's a good idea. And we're up the center line, so we're gonna try and get us on the center line. So 700 feet, and we StraytWay said 700, so that's perfect. I'm trimming all the time. I'm not touching the power anymore. .4, we're keeping on the safe side of the glide slope of 3 degrees. It's green when it's maximum deviating half a degree from 3 degrees. We're almost on the center line. Watch StraytWay. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we're need to descend a bit faster, so I'm reducing power. Yeah, we're in the blue, so we're getting a bit too high. So I'm very slightly reducing power. So I don't see the puppies, but StraytWay is telling me that we're a bit too high. So yep, it's reducing. The glide slope is reducing, but we need to watch out, of course, that we don't go 3.5. Okay, we're going. Now we're perfectly. Everything looks good. The chime is the threshold. StraytWay is telling us that the and cut power. There we are. Speed brakes. There's no reverse thrust on the citation. Flaps up. And speed brakes up. And we'll get off, and then I'll do a little demonstration of how to use a StraytWay in for taxiing. Let's assume I have clearance to pass across the runway. We were just exiting the runway, sorry. Now, I'm gonna park and then go to the map where we are now. Do away with all the markers we've put in, and that automatically also deletes the route. There's only one route in the route. Is route or route? And go over to our current position. There we are. Now we are here at Juliet. I suppose we want to go to Golf here. We want to park here just in front of the here. Yeah, that'll be a bit difficult because we need to make this turn, and no, that's even impossible. So StraytWay doesn't show the names of stands and parking places, but it does show the names of taxiways, as you can see here. But it's a bit awkward. I mean, we are now, we should have taken this one if we want to go to here. But why not try that? So we can see that we have to make and we need to go to this turn-off point. Put your marker there. It's not a lot, but just fun to see it at work. So we have to join this kind of illegally, because you're not allowed. Oh, there it is already. You see? Well, I'm sure that if the airport is not busy, ground would allow this. And there we are. So thanks to StraytWay, we knew that there was an apron here. But once you're on the apron, yeah, that information is not showing, which is fair, only fair because these are general purpose maps, and it's wonderful that there are taxiways on it and names of runways. I can think of another general purpose map that doesn't have that info. I won't be saying any names. Keep us where we are. There we are. And let's call it a day here. Parking brake set. So I hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful. And do we have an outside view? Oh yeah, just final shots at Palm Springs. Safely brought you here by StraytWay. There you go. Hope to see you next time for another demonstration of StraytWay. Bye-bye.